Good morning. I thought today we would discuss um, astrology and how it ties in with our karma and going back to White Eagle as teachings. I did study astrology through the White Eagle Lodge many years ago, and I do practice it in my own personal life. Um, the One of the parts that make up astrology are the elements, which are fire, earth, air, and water. Now, the fire is comprised with it is in the cardinal mode, fixed and mutable, and the star signs, the cardinal um, mode is Aries, Leo's on the fixed mode, and Sagittarians are in the mutable mode. Now that describes to the actual fire energy, and you can liken that to a flame or a fire. Aries are inclined to rush into ideas and thoughts, and their energy is all about a busy fire. And then you get the fixed, which are the people that are determined, they're the stayers, they fixed in their ways, and can be likened to a person that just keeps that flame steady. And then you get the mutable fire expressed in the mutable mode, which can often lead to burnout or lead to no longer interested in the actual subject. So they lose interest pretty quickly. But that's just describing the fire. Now we have the earth element in the same modes. The earth element is comprised of Taurus in the fixed. Then we have Capricorn in the cardinal, and we have Virgo in the mutable. And then we go on to the air signs, which are Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Now the air signs are all about the mind. They're all in the mind. Whereas the earth signs are the practical people. And then the water signs are usually very intuitive, or even battle to get in touch with such deep feelings. The water signs are the Cancerians in the cardinal mode, Pisces in the mutable mode, and then Scorpio in the fixed mode. Now, in astrology, it depends what your chart is made up of, how many planets fall in the earth. Your sun sign will fall in the particular zodiac sign that you're under. So, for instance, you are born under the zodiac sign of Cancer, then your sun will be in the cardinal mode of Cancer, and but your Mercury might fall. It's highly likely that it could fall into Cancer, but it could fall into the sign before that or the sign afterwards, depending on the degree of your sun. And then the other planets might fall into Earth. Quite a few planets in Earth and quite a few planets in the air sign. So your elements will be earth, air, and water. Or you could have an even distribution of the different planets in the different earth signs, different earth, air, fire, and water signs. So it all depends, and that's a calculation we do as astrologers when we are doing a character analysis on the chart. We see where all the planets fall. We also see what the ascendant is, because that's also important. That's the time that you were born. What planets is actually, or what ascendant is going across the horizon. So you might be a Cancerian sun, but you might be an Aries rising, and that explains the difference. And when you meet people, your enthusiasm is all about Aries, the go-getter. So that gives you a little bit of spark, so to speak. So yes, and also the midheaven, which is the top part of the chart, we also take that into consideration, what element that falls into. And then we calculate it all together to see how how our whole makeup is made of the different planets and the elements they fall, and that gives us as astrologers the ability to assess a person's personality. I remember when I first started astrology, I met up with a dear friend, and I didn't know anything about astrology, and she actually asked me for my date of birth, and she calculated my chart, and she knew all about me just from looking at the character analysis. But as I studied, I understood exactly where she was coming from. And one of the basic ways is through the elements in astrology. When we are born, just before we go through the rebirth process, we actually choose the different different earth elements and the different signs, which we call the planets, we call them the angels. So we'll choose how we would like our chart formation to be at the exact time that we are born, in order for us to grow many, many lessons this lifetime. So yes, I'm going to leave you with that thought today, and please feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I'm happy to explain it further. Have a lovely day, and God bless.